Have you ever or do you ever teabag your teammates or enemy players in a good old game of Valorant? Well, congratulations. According to Twitter, you've unlocked this achievement. Now hold on, this isn't what I believe. I mean, I also enjoy partaking in the activity of dunking my pixel nuts on the enemy player when I've barely killed them and typing GG not even close, you noob, in all chat. However, it seems that we may be the only people that share this sentiment. And I know I'm a couple of weeks late to this, but Baldur's Gate 3 just released, and to be honest, that's my only excuse. Oh, we're saving. Oh, we're saving. Oh, we're saving. Why do I hear boss music? I've called it. Oh, he's knocking people back. He's knocking them back. Oh, you know what? Okay, I've got 3 spell slots. Let's push you. I'm sorry. What boss battle? What boss? What boss are we talking about here? A YouTuber by the name of Commend, who does sort of esports YouTube sort of background stuff, which, and by the way, I like his content and he's a stand-up guy, I'm pretty sure, from what I've heard. So this isn't a dig at him or anything like that. Please don't harass him for any of this. He's just voicing his opinion. But he posted a comment on a tweet saying that I think Demon 1 is an insane player, but stuff like this makes me not to want to support him in EG. I know they don't care, but curious to hear what you guys prefer, humble players or trash talk ego type players. It's worth noting that it's fine to have both in a competitive environment. I think in terms of Valorant esports, we have too many of the humble type. We have too many of the TENS clones, I like to call them. And don't get me wrong, we all heckin' love TENS, but it gets to a point where this humble act seems to be what it sounds like, an act. And you kind of don't believe it, because if you go into an average ranked game of Valorant and you play against enemy team players, they're not going to be as humble as the competitive players that you'll see mostly in this game will show you. Now, what was the heinous crime that Demon 1 committed that deserved such a tweet and a blasting out? Did he throw slurs at the enemy team? Did he throw his mouse and keyboard at the enemy team? Did he get up and insult their mothers? You might be close. No, he just shot at the body of the team of the player he killed and teabagged him. Yeah.
It's 12-8. Took a lot to get them there.
This tweet, though, however, started a domino effect where EG started to be viewed as actual genuine villains, which started this sort of question in the post-game interview.
Been talking some smack online a little bit, buddy. So how does it feel being the villain, the new villain of Valorant right now? Is it something you're embracing?
Honestly, I don't give a fuck what you guys say about me.
He didn't know you teabagging people made you a villain. I feel like in that case, what would toxicity actually be then in that case? What would actual genuine toxicity? If you look at the CSGO scene, you get stuff like this.
Wow.
And it's not even toxic. He's just doing what most gamers do, playing a ranked game. It's entertainment. It's what we enjoy to watch. Yes, we like to watch the whole competitive aspect of it, where it's like, you know, a bloodbath and 2 teams fighting for glory and whatever it is. And we're all sick of the humble type. We've seen so many of the humble type. We need more of a narrative. And I don't think teabagging someone is the narrative, by the way. Like, let's just not even stop there. I mean, if we even, let's look at hockey. Hockey has full-on fist fighting to settle disputes. I really don't understand people who say something like this is unprofessional. Now, you're probably thinking, that's just tame, and Mario making a mountain out of a molehill. This is nothing. Stop trying to clickbait for drama, for views. And yeah, that's the majority of what content is. I don't know what you guys are talking about. That is content. Anyway, but that's not the reason I made this video. The reason I made this video was because of this clip from Boostio.
You've expressed quite a few thoughts on Chinese Valorant in the past. Would you say that your opinions have changed today after facing Edward Gaming?
No. They are really good for Chinese team. I don't know. They're not very good, to be honest. Kong was a disappointment.
I still don't see that as trash talk. I don't understand how that can be seen as trash talk. But Twitter blew up. Like, let's just take a look at some of the quote retweets here. The first one that caught my eye was, how insufferable can one person be? He answered the question. I mean, what did you want him to say? He's not going to lie and say, yeah, they're really good. We still crushed them. No, it's just reflecting the region, China, is still young and its infancy in the professional scene in Valorant. Valorant literally just released in China officially this year. I don't know what you're expecting from a team that's been playing not in China for China. There's not much competition in China for them to challenge themselves to play competitively. So when he says for a Chinese team they're good, it's basically saying for a team that has no competition, they're quite good. It's actually a compliment. It shows that if China actually starts to work hard, like, you know, if China starts to incorporate the competitive scene in China, I've said China way too many times, by the way, it shows that that competition can make them scary in the future. That's kind of what he's saying. Stop getting your knickers in a twist in the quote retweets. I mean, there's more. There is more where that came from. It's low-key racist. Ever seen those "you're so pretty for a gay person, you're pretty good at the game for a woman, you're so good at XYZ, I'm all up for becoming villains" and banter, but this is just more of his actual character showing than a performance, no? What? Touch grass. Go outside. You are truly privileged if you genuinely get upset and offended over trash talking. I'm not even going to call this trash talking because it's not. And teabagging. There are literal genocides occurring all over the world right now. Cost of living is at an all-time high with people living paycheck to paycheck. Young people have to grow up with the prospect of not being able to ever own a home. The earth is probably going to be a smoldering ball of flame, according to scientists, in the future. And your privileged tushy is consumed by the thought of a guy basically saying that game was easy. You really need to grow up and get your priorities straight. Really do. Join us in the real world. It's saying that China doesn't have the competitive scene it needs to foster talent. That's literally all it's saying, because they don't have Valorant competitive scene in China. Officially. It's not because they have different genetics in them inherently because they're from China. That's completely stupid and completely mental. He was literally asked, "What do you think of the Chinese team?" And he responded, "They're pretty good for a Chinese team." Explain the mental gymnastics. Explain it. Everybody acting tough when they're up. I don't buy into this bullshit about banter and making the games more entertaining. When they're getting shit on and hard dunked by every decent team in the league last year, you never heard of people trash talk. And that is factually incorrect. Potter, who is the coach of EG, used to trash talk and still does all the time on Twitter and teams, and EG still got dunked on. So no, that's factually incorrect. They still trash talk. That's just the team. Who would have thought that a team called Evil Geniuses would trash talk for the entertainment value? Who would have thought? Who would have thunk it? And who cares? Grow up. I'm all for storylines and villain luck, but I don't know, this entire thing just feels forced and coming out of nowhere. What do you mean coming out of nowhere? He didn't say anything. He didn't throw a slur at them. What is going on? When did FNS, Sadak, or Boaster, even on their peaks, ever trash talk a single player like this? Boostia won second place and talks like he's a gift from God or something. And don't get me started with good for a Chinese team. Yeah, buddy. Listen. This is the problem, okay? You listed 3 people. FNS, Sadak, Boaster. I can list more. 10s. Yay. All of them good, but all of them are too humble. We need more trash talking. We need more narrative. I'm sorry, but you don't load into a Valorant ranked game and not teabag someone. You don't knife kill someone for the you don't not knife kill someone for the disrespect. You have to. It's part of the game. It's part of the culture. It's literally people like this that are causing the fragility in esports and actually paving the way for these sheltered e-daters to come in and take over the game, and it's making me want to quit so badly. I'm literally binging Baldur's Gate 3, even though the game is very well known for the ability to let you sleep with a bear. But I'd rather say that I play Baldur's Gate 3 at this point than say I play Valorant. As I said, there are so many TENS clones out there. There are so many humble players out there. It's finally refreshing seeing someone actually flex how good they are and back it up as well. And here's the thing, consider the 2 scenarios. If he loses, it's good for the viewer. The big mouth got shut up. If he wins, it's also good for the viewer. The guy who said it was better than everyone, and they proved it. So either or for the winner, for the viewer, it's a win-win experience. It's a fun, enjoyable experience. It gives the game more narrative, and it stops being a game between two humble braggers telling each other how good they are without actually saying how good they are. And now you've got someone who's just saying it straight as it is with no filter. Come on, we need more of this. If you're looking at this on Twitter as a pro player and you see this, please don't let this stop you from trash talking. I literally am just watching this to see EG versus Fnatic, just to see if EG gets shut up or if they genuinely are better than everyone and dominate. I'm predicting Fnatic will wipe the floor with EG, hopefully. But either way, it's an enjoyable viewing experience. Stop getting so offended over nothing. This is genuinely nothing. Anyway, I'm going back to Baldur's Gate 3. I'm streaming Tuesdays and Thursdays and also Sundays, but if you want to know the times, join the Discord is in the link below. Follow me on Twitter if you want to see me starting shit with these people that in the quote retweets. I love it. I get blocked most of the time, but hey, when they do respond, it's a lot of fun. And yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.